We are exactly 1 week away from Pokemon Legends Arceus, and I can't believe almost a year has gone by since the Direct when they announced this game and BDSP. But what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Beacon. So I'm sure a lot of you know that basically the entirety of Pokemon Legends Arceus has been leaked online already. So I'm going to make this abundantly clear. I will be talking about the new Pokemon that are going to be in the game, but I will not be talking about any story spoilers. So those are going to be clear. I don't even know those myself yet. I do know all the new Pokemon, so I will be showing them off, all their shiny variants, what their typing is going to be, and their new names. So if you do not want spoilers, I will give everybody a chance to leave the video. Please do not watch any further from this point on, because this is where we're going to start talking about the spoilers, and I'll be giving you all my thoughts about what Pokemon I'm going to be using in my playthrough, what my favorites are, what I like and don't like about each one of them, and we're going to try to make this as fast as possible, and we'll get through all of them. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. I will be giving away a copy of Pokemon Legends Arceus on my Twitter, so just follow my Twitter and retweet the giveaway tweet. My Twitter should be in the description, but let's just get right into it. Please let me know in the comments if you feel up to it, what your thoughts are on all these new Pokemon we're going to be getting, and what your favorite is, and if any of them like disappointed you at all, or if any of them you wish they were different or better or whatever. Let me know, because I will respond to every comment posted down below. Alright guys, real talk. Final spoiler warning. Please click off right now if you don't want to get the game spoiled. The leaks are about to start coming. So overall, in Pokemon Legends Arceus, there are 27 new Pokemon. We're going to talk about 28 of them today because one of them has 2 forms, but they're basically the same thing kind of thing. Once I get to them, you'll kind of see what I mean. The very first Pokemon, though, is going to be the brand new Hisuian Decidueye. The Decidueye looks a lot different than a lot of the fan arts that I saw and a lot of what I thought it was going to look like. But they went total Ronin with the Decidueye. Now, a lot of the models that you're going to see in this do not look as good as how they look in the game from what I've seen. Because I've seen a lot of videos of like people actually using the Pokemon in the game, and they seem to look a lot better in game than these models tend to, you know, do them justice. They don't do them justice, what I'm trying to say. Hisuian Decidueye is grass and fighting type. It's got a red coloring to it, which is really weird because the whole like evolutionary line doesn't turn red until it hits Decidueye. But the shiny colors are that of the traditional Decidueye with the green and like the white, you know. It looks exactly how the original one looks. Now the next Pokemon is going to be what I'm going to be using for my starter, which is going to be Hisuian Typhlosion. Look, this guy doesn't have a care in the gosh darn world. He's fire and he's ghost type. And if you see like the regular Typhlosion, he doesn't have the like the fire coming out of him in the model, but just take my word for it, he looks so good in the game with the fire coming out of him. It's like a purplish fire. He's got 3 different spots where it emits from on his chest and the rest of it on his back. It looks amazing. So fire ghost type. The shiny is also very similar to the original coloring of Typhlosion. The next one, my least favorite of the 3, is going to be Hisuian Samurott. I just don't like Samurott very much. To all of you Samurott lovers out there, I'm sorry. Just not my cup of tea. But it's water dark type, and then like the original, his colorings are very similar in the shiny. So the next Pokemon is going to be the one we already know of, but it's going to be fire and rock type for Growlithe, Hisuian Growlithe, and then the coloring turns like a bright yellow for the shiny, which I think is the same shiny coloring of the Growlithe from Kanto, like the Cantonian Growlithe. I think that's the same shiny coloring. Hisuian Arcanine is the same typing as Growlithe, obviously, fire and rock type. They did my boy right. I don't think I'm going to use this in my playthrough, even though I might. But I don't know about you guys. I never really do like overlapping typings. So if I have one fire type on my team, like in Typhlosion, I'm probably not going to run a different fire type on my team, most likely. But Hisuian Arcanine is fire rock type, and the shiny is also kind of yellow like Growlithe. Now we got my boy Hisuian Voltorb, who is electric and grass type. The shiny is black, kind of looking like a heavy ball a little bit. And then Hisuian Voltorb will evolve into Hisuian Electrode, where like the eyes go from like, if you look at Voltorb, like it's got like a protruding unibrow, but with Electrode, the eyes are kind of like more recessed inside the head, which is interesting. Not so like, you know, protruding, but also electric grass type, and the shiny is also the same coloring as Voltorb, which is pretty neat. The next Pokemon on the list will be the next Pokemon on my team. I've loved Kleavor since this Pokemon was shown, and it's a bug and a rock type. It's shiny, it's green, and this is all I know so far is that I'm going to be using Typhlosion and Kleavor, and the rest of my team is going to kind of be... There's a couple more on the list that I'm looking into using. I'm just not totally sure yet. But Kleavor is dope. The next Pokemon is going to be Hisuian Quillfish. Hisuian Quillfish looks pretty fire, not going to lie. Might end up using one. It's dark and poison type. It loses the water typing, which is kind of odd to me. But the shiny looks pretty nice. A gray shiny, not really the biggest fan. Not the, it's pretty okay. And that evolves into the new evolution called Overquill. And there's going to be a lot of new evolution methods in Legends Arceus that I don't know the full extent of in the video, but I'm sure I'll make more content over that in the future. But there's definitely going to be new evolution methods that we're going to have to learn about. Dark Poison, similar shiny color. So, yeah, not mad about it. Not a huge fan of either one of them. But next one's going to be Hisuian Sneasel, who... This has been the huge rumor, like, will we get a new Sneasel evolution? Is it a people thought it was going to be a Nuzleaf, because there was like that one silhouette picture that got leaked out right when Legends Arceus kind of came out, like, the first trailer came out. People were like, what is that Pokemon in the silhouette in the leak? The whole time it was Hisuian Sneasel. Well, it was the evolution, but Sneasel's going to be poison and fighting type. And the shiny is kind of lackluster, in my opinion. I'm not sure how you guys feel about it. I think the shiny could be better. And then Sneasel will evolve into Sneasler, who is a poison fighting type. Kind of same deal. I think this is going to be the rock climbing Pokemon that you're going to use to scale the mountain in the game, based on the leaks that I saw. So Sneasler is Sneasel's evolution, poison fighting type. Now, the next Pokemon is going to be called Ursaluna. And Ursaluna is going to be an evolution of Ursaring, odd enough. So, this may be the strength Pokemon, or if there's going to be a strength Pokemon in the game. But it's normal and it's ground type. And then after that, we have a Weirdeer, who I'm still considering using on my team. It's a normal and a psychic type. But there's going to be a psychic type later on in the video here that I also kind of want to use, which I don't want to overlap typings. But it's normal psychic. The shiny is going to be green. I think it's got a pretty good shiny. Green shinies for me are kind of hit or miss. This one's kind of like, I guess, more hit, I guess. Looks like it ate some bad food and it's going to be sick. I think it's pretty okay. Weirdeer is pretty solid in my opinion. Now, Hisuian Lilligant is the next Pokemon that I'm looking into using for my team. A lot of people that I've seen so far are kind of not the biggest fan of this design, but I think it looks pretty solid. Hisuian Lilligant is grass and fighting type, and I really do like the shiny a lot. So maybe we'll do a Hisuian Lilligant shiny hunt on the channel. That sounds like a lot of fun. So yeah. And then the next Pokemon up is going to be Basculin. The white striped Basculin, straight water type. Looks a little bit different than the Basculin that we know of. And I think this is the only Basculin that is able to evolve, if I'm not mistaken. The other kind of Basculin will be in the game, but it's just not going to be able to evolve. This one evolves into either the female Basculegion or the male Basculegion. First up, we're going to talk about the male Basculegion. I like the male... I kind of like, you know what? I like the female a little bit more. So I'll be going for the female Basculegion if I use one. But the male's got a pretty cool shiny. It's got that going for it. Water ghost type. It sucks that Typhlosion's already ghost type. I'll have a dual typing with Basculegion. But the female is blue. And I like the female shiny a little bit more than the male shiny. Also water ghost type. I'm liking it. And then next, we have Hisuian Zorua, who's another ghost type. What do you know? So I'm probably going to be getting some flack for this, but I'm not really the biggest fan of Zorua or Zoroark. But they're not my least favorite Pokemon in the game, but they're also not my favorites. Zorua's got a really nice shiny. It's got that going for it. I like the blue. And that evolves into Zoroark, which is got a purple shiny. Still normal ghost type. We already seen these, both of these. The shinies are the shinies are pretty good in both of them. Now I think I want to end up using a Braviary on my team. Braviary is psychic and flying, and the shiny with the blue like psychic, you know, eyes or whatever it's got. I think I'm gonna try to shiny hunt a Hisuian Braviary. I want to think. It's weird that Rufflet doesn't get any kind of, you know, change in the look or the typing or anything. Rufflet is the same Rufflet that we know of. It's just Braviary that gets a little bit of a change. Now the next Pokemon on the list is going to be Hisuian Avalugg. Now I would use Avalugg on my team, but the only problem is Rock type, and then also Kleavor's Rock type. So I just don't want too many overlapping typings. A lot of these Pokemon seem to have like very, very, very similar typings. A lot of the ones that we're getting, a lot of ghost types, a lot of rock types, a lot of, you know, it's interesting. But Avalugg's got like these shovels by its head that maybe it uses to like, I'm not sure, burrow its way through things. It's an ice and a rock type. I think it's one of the best overall design Pokemon, and the orange shiny is really, really, really something that I think they did a good job with overall. The next Pokemon on the list, one of my favorites that I think some people are kind of sleeping on, is going to be Hisuian Sliggoo and Hisuian Goodra. Now, they went the extra mile with Goodra, and they gave the middle evolution a new Hisuian form. And they didn't even give the starters new Hisuian forms for the middle evolution, which is really interesting. I think Dartrix and Quilava and then also Dewott could have easily gotten like Hisuian forms. But they gave the middle evolution for Goodra a Hisuian form, which I think is pretty cool. But the shinies, it's got more of like a bronze-looking shell. And for both of them, for Sliggoo and Goodra, Sliggoo is going to be Dragon Steel type. And then that'll evolve into Goodra, which is also Dragon Steel type. I almost certainly am going to use both of these on my team, on my playthrough. Now, we're getting into like the legendary territory. So, there was a lot of rumors when Legends Arceus was coming out that we'd be getting a new Genie Pokemon in the game, and we did. So, there's a brand new Genie. This is going to be the incarnate form, and the name is, I think you pronounce it Enamoris. Easily, I don't really like Landorus, Thundurus, or Tornadus at all. Like, low-key, like, that's just my hot take. And I think Enamoris is my favorite one out of all of them. It's a fairy and a flying type, and then this is going to be the Therian form, also fairy flying type. And I like the snake, you know, design, and like there's like a snake that wraps around her, and then the snake is kind of also included in the Therian form. Looks really dope. And then these two are probably going to be very controversial picks. They're already growing on me, because I've had a couple days to like digest and process them. But this is going to be the new Dialga form called... These are origin forms. So we have Dialga origin form and then Palkia origin form. Dialga is still Steel Dragon type. It just looks like an Arceus fusion, even though it's technically not a fusion. But when you look at Dialga and you look at this Palkia, like my kind of like perspective of it is like they were made in God's image. They were made in Arceus' image. So they kind of look more like Arceus. And then over time, they kind of evolved to be their own independent beings aside from Arceus, if that makes any sense. That's kind of like what I'm getting from it. But yeah, that is going to be every single new Pokemon that will be in Legends Arceus. I will probably be not covering a lot of the story spoilers for the game, because I kind of want to be surprised for myself too on my first playthrough. So I wouldn't expect to see much in terms of like story spoilers. I'm just going to be covering the new mons and maybe new items in the game I'll cover too. But if you're new, I want to say welcome to the channel one more time. I'm going to try to wrap this up shortly because I know the video is already pretty long as it is. But if you guys want to let me know down in the comments what your favorite new Pokemon in the game is from this list. My favorites, Typhlosion, Goodra, Kleavor, and Braviary. Those are my top 4 that probably will make it on my team. I love you guys so much. If you did drop a like on this, thank you for doing so. I had a headache all last night, and I'm kind of starting to feel better, which is good. So Much love, mad respect, much appreciation. Thank you to everybody that has shown this channel so much support recently. I did update the member outro, so if you are a member on this channel, you should be included. And we'll catch you guys back here tonight real soon. So, goodbye, guys.